quickly on to Katherine and David Langton, who are based in Crickhowell, and I do know them. So, David and Katherine, when you're ready.
Hello. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have a fancy presentation, sorry. There is, however, a very good video about our farm on the Our Food website. So if you haven't seen that already, go and watch that. You'll understand a bit more about our farm. We started renting a 3.5 acre field in March last year, and we started planting vegetables and putting up polytunnel in May last year. We started selling 30 veg boxes from our farm in the end of July, and we're now doing 60 veg boxes a week. We hope to grow that again, so double again by the end of this year. We also have laying hens run in a very similar system to how Matt runs his laying hens. And we also have meat chickens. So we've just sent off our 3rd batch of chickens to come back to the customers for tomorrow. So we've been growing a lot. We've done a lot in the last year. Duncan, you asked about the challenges that we face. So I think Dave's going to talk about the challenges for starting a small farm quickly, and how we've overcome those challenges.
Yeah, well, I think that has anyone experienced starting a business during COVID and now Brexit? It was very difficult to get hold of the products we needed. So it was very difficult to get hold of compost, seeds, the shops, even now a year on. So at the beginning of the first lockdown, the seed demand went up. Combination of people not going to the garden centres, so they were starting to buy seeds online, and also people panicking about not being able to get their own food, so they wanted to grow lots of it themselves. So most of the organic seed companies at the moment are shut 90% of the time. They might open for a couple of hours on a Sunday evening or something like that, and then they're shut for another week. So seeds are very difficult. Compost we couldn't get hold of because of the wet winter and the wet spring. So yeah, that was difficult. It meant that we couldn't get things in the ground until May, and that was okay in that we weren't ready to sell boxes in May, but it meant that we couldn't get everything that we would have normally got planted sort of March, April, May. So it's hit us more in the autumn and winter. So we missed getting the brassicas in. We missed like the sprouts. We didn't really do cabbages, broccoli, cauliflower ourselves. The parsnips, you know, those kind of things. We did some brassicas, but just yeah, that was tough. I mean, finding winter veg when you couldn't really start until halfway through the year, that was difficult. We've decided to provide vegetables all through the year. So a lot of market gardens have to make the choice whether they go from sort of June to December or whether they keep going. We decided that we'd keep going through, and this year we've done that by finding local organic farms that we're buying vegetables in, and then 2021 we're planning on growing a lot of those ourselves, especially anything that we can't get locally. That's been really frustrating, so we're going to try and do all that. That's pretty much our challenges. We've been really blessed though at the same time. We had to move really quickly at the start. Again, another lockdown problem was polytunnels. Both massive demand for polytunnels, along with the fact that the metal fabricators, of the hoops, went out of business. At least one of the main companies, and the others shut because a lot of the businesses shut in the first lockdown. So we had help with a grant with our with the polytunnel. They had a polytunnel bought for us, and we also had a loan which helped us really kickstart and get moving fast. Yeah, so lots of blessings. Obviously, I think people are much more inclined. They're looking for local food. They're looking for food security, and there's been a huge demand for veg boxes, not just in the local area, but all across the country. And I think actually that it's important to move quickly now to try and convince people to start using organic veg boxes and stay and stick with that, and not just leave. So yeah, it's that's us. We've got a lot of plans for the future. Pigs is probably the main project coming up that we're not selling at the moment. So yeah, watch this space.
Thank you.